if you are a woman who is tired of falling in and out of diets every single year, or you constantly find yourself overwhelmed, overthinking, and therefore giving up on improving your health and fitness before you've even spent a few weeks on it, then this episode is for you. I'm going to be breaking down how to kickstart your fitness journey in a way that actually fits your life, your schedule, and your mindset, so you can finally create results that last you a lifetime. You can finally build the confidence that you truly desire, and you make fitness a part of your everyday life, not just a season. I'm going to be running you through the exact mindset shifts and strategies that were pivotal in my own fitness journey, but also with the hundreds of women that I've worked with as well. By the end of the episode, you're going to know exactly how to take practical steps forward without burning out, without feeling overwhelmed, and without falling into the all or nothing trap. Something I say a lot is that time is going to pass either way. So you might as well start making small changes to your lifestyle that is actually going to shape your desired future. Because the truth is, nothing changes unless you do. So let's start with what I believe is the most important part of the puzzle, and that is shifting your mindset from quick fixes to long-term sustainable results. So many women get caught up in the cycle of feeling motivated, going all in, and then burning out a few weeks after because you're only focused on a short-term result. Maybe you have an event coming up you want to lose 5 kg for. Maybe it's the latest TikTok trend that you've seen. Or maybe you've seen a celebrity online lose 20 pounds in 30 days and you're like, I want that. But if you are only ever focused on that short-term result, you're never going to truly discover the most important part, which is who you become during that journey. And if you are serious about making health and fitness part of your lifestyle, you want to make real changes to your body, to your mindset, to the way that you feel, the energy that you have on a day-to-day basis, then you need to fall in love with the process. You need to fall in love with the small habits, the strength you're building, the confidence that is igniting in your belly every single day. And another problem that I see with these quick fixes is that because they are so short term, it doesn't truly help you navigate life's shit. You are always going to have days where you feel off, days where you're not motivated, times in life where you are going to be highly stressed from things that you cannot control. But the key here is not giving up when this happens. And when you're focused on just short-term results and quick fixes, you're not truly understanding how to navigate this time in your life. And the more you understand how to navigate life stresses, not focus on being perfect all the time, and actually strive for consistency, that is when you truly unlock how you can make it a lifetime thing. And look, my guess is that more than likely you have tried diets in the past. Maybe you've tried to kickstart this health and fitness journey too many times before. And if something's not worked in the past, look, I get it that past failures, bad experiences, and limiting beliefs are probably holding you back right now without you even thinking about it. And if you're just feeling stuck in that mindset of it's not worked before, I can't do it, I don't have the willpower or the discipline, then it's likely that what you did in the past just wasn't the right strategy for you. And once you really nail the mindset and actually you understand that you're in this for the long term, you know that it's not going to be a quick fix, that is when you can start implementing the right strategies for you. And that brings me on to my next point, where you need to start building a routine that fits around your lifestyle. I hear so many women comparing themselves to people on social media, people down the street, people in the gym, but often we forget that we are so different to everybody else. And if you're constantly comparing yourself to Sally on social media who spends 2 hours in the gym, or Susan at the gym who is so focused on clean eating and not eating carbs and keto, you're never going to truly shape your own desire because you're just focused on someone else's journey and not your own. And in order to actually create a healthier, fit lifestyle, it needs to reflect your own schedule and your own life. Because what probably works for a 25-year-old fitness influencer online working with Gymshark is not going to be the same for a 35-year-old woman with 2 kids, works a full-time job, and has family commitments. So you really need to detach from comparing your own routine to someone else's, okay? You don't need the perfect 5 a.m. routine. You don't need to spend hours and days in the gym. You just need to be realistic with yourself and actually just be doing more and better than what you're currently doing. And some questions that I ask clients who come on board with me is how many days and how much time can you actually spend exercising? What time of day works best for your energy and your schedule? What training do you actually enjoy? And what kind of goals and outcomes do you want after this? And what is your work schedule like? What is your family commitment time like? And once you write these down, you look at your diary and you figure out the time and the days that you can actually put yourself into it, then you need to do that. Just like you would a hair appointment, just like you would a work meeting. Just like you would picking the kids up from school club, you need to put yourself in your own diary and make yourself fit into your own routine. My next point then is about taking small actionable steps, okay? I cannot express the importance of moving away from extreme, especially if you are quite new to this and you really want to make those long-term sustainable changes. The best thing you can do is just lower your expectations and actually be okay with it being a little bit slower. Instead of going from 0% to 100%, okay, go from 0 to 10, go from 0 to 20, 20 to 30, okay? Stop chasing perfection. Stop chasing extremes and just seriously start building on the small steps and habits. So once you've got your routine in place, you've understood and you've identified where the gaps are in your diary that you can get to the gym, that you can spend meal prepping, that you can work and getting your steps in. That is when you can start adding in the small actionable steps that are going to help you to get there. So let's say currently you're walking around 5,000 steps a day. Rather than shooting up to 10K steps a day, just start by adding 1,000 to 2,000 steps. And that is literally 10 to 20 minutes of walking that you can just add to what you're already doing. So maybe it's 10 minutes before you start work. Maybe it's 15 minutes at lunchtime. Maybe it's 20 minutes in the evening after you've had your evening meal. Once you start to implement just these small habits and steps, it becomes easier for you to sustain. Maybe at the moment you're eating around 80 grams of protein a day. So rather than shooting us straight up to 150, which Sally on the internet said that's what she has, just start by adding 10 grams or 20 grams a day. Again, that is literally an extra dollop of Greek yogurt. It is another chicken sausage. It's another egg. You know, again, it makes it so much more achievable when you just start focusing on the small things. And then over time, that's when you can gradually start to build it up and up and up. You know, it really doesn't need to take too much time out of what you're currently doing to make these small habits. And if you really want to understand and grasp a good way of thinking about habits, I highly recommend James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. It really, really helped me to understand this, and it's such an easy read that I did right at the start of my journey, and it helped me so much to just build up these habits slowly and actually learn how to sustain them long term. And if you're listening to this thinking, that seems easy, how am I going to see massive changes by just these small things? That is the whole point. You know, these changes shouldn't feel significant in your journey, because if we go too hard too soon, you're gonna get overwhelmed. You're going to find it too difficult. And more importantly, it actually helps you to build trust in yourself. You're proving to yourself that you do have the discipline to take action. And actually, that's where we start to build the confidence. As humans, we want that quick dopamine hit. And when you start ticking off the small wins, the small habits, that gives us that dopamine effect. It gives us that a sense of accomplishment. So the more that you can tick off, no matter how small they are, like, you are going to feel so much more accomplished in yourself. It's going to build momentum. You're going to want to keep going. And if we look at this from the extreme approach, if your expectations are way too high and you're trying to achieve things that aren't really sustainable, you're not going to be ticking off these wins. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to feel like you are a failure because you can't stick to the basic things. Taking small action gives you clarity. When you're in that motion, when you're in that momentum, that's what keeps you moving forward. And that's what matters the most when it comes to achieving long-term sustainable results. And my fourth and final point is follow a personalized plan. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people joining the gym and not having a clue what they do, so they stop going. Or it's downloading MyFitnessPal without actually understanding what calories you need and how to track your calories. So again, you just end up giving up. And right now, there is so much free information online, which has its benefits, but it also has its negative. Because the problem with this is that we fall into information overload. And I don't know about you, maybe it's my ADHD, but I fall into the trap of getting overwhelmed by too much information. I start second guessing what I'm doing. I procrastinate. I don't actually get anything done. And then I'm back to square one and I feel frustrated because I've not actually made any changes to move me forward. And if you spend too much time and energy deciding on the best routine, deciding on the best diet, and then you end up switching it a week later because another influencer has just told her what her favorite routine is, you are never going to actually build the routine and the habits for you. And sometimes we really just need to block out all the noise and just have one pathway to follow. Otherwise, it's so easy to just get steered off into different directions and we lose sight of our own journey, our own progress, and this just slows down the result. And if there's one thing that I've learned about long-term success in health and fitness, it's having as little decision fatigue as much as possible. And the less energy and time you can spend on making these decisions, the more energy you're going to have to executing what you actually need to do to move you forward. Which is why even now, after 9 years of me being in this industry, I still have a coach in my corner pretty much all the time because it gives me one direction to follow. And when I have a specific desire or outcome or goal, it's going to give me the right tools and education that I actually need to get there quick time. And especially when you're a beginner to this, you probably don't have the education behind you to actually understand how to do something, but also why you are doing something. And education for me is such a massive thing. And a lot of the time I see women just going for the generic cheap apps, and they work for some people, but they don't work for others. And if there's one thing that I can encourage, it is to get the right support on this, especially for someone who is just ready to make that change and you're stuck feeling in the same way all the time, then you want to be taking the right action steps rather than just second guessing yourself the whole time. It's like if I wanted to go and get my hair done, I'm not going to attempt it myself, okay? I'm going to speak to a hairdresser, I'm going to book an appointment, I'm going to get them to do it. It's the same with health and fitness. If you want a specific outcome, then you need something that is going to be tailored to you. And the problem with generic plans or following what you see on Instagram is that they don't know you. They don't adapt to what you've got available. They don't keep you accountable. So whilst you could have the perfect ab routine or the diet that helped Kerry lose 7 pounds in a week, that is not going to serve you. And the most successful people, whether that's in health and fitness, it's in their careers, it's in their relationships, they do it because they take quick action. They don't sit dwelling on it themselves. And if you are serious about creating real change, then actually allowing yourself to invest in an expert who will guide you, educate you, and support you, in my opinion, is pivotal to long-term success. Like I said at the beginning, time is going to pass you either way, and so you might as well optimize that time, that energy into actually getting the outcome that you desire in a timely manner. Especially if you are a busy woman, you have a family, you work full time, you've got other commitments, you don't really have the time and energy to spend figuring out your own health and fitness routine. You know, whilst you're always going to be the driver of your own car, okay, you're always in charge of where you want to be. Having someone in that passenger seat directing you is going to get you there a lot quicker, a lot smoother, and you're going to finally start to build up that confidence within yourself so that you then can just do it on your own once you've built up the education, the tools, the support, and the knowledge to actually help you sustain it long term. So just to wrap up this video, my 4 top points to actually help you kickstart your health and fitness journey and make long-term sustainable changes is firstly, shifting that mindset from your quick fixes to sustainability. Secondly, it's building a routine that fits your life. Thirdly, it's taking small actionable steps. And lastly, it's having a personalized plan that you can follow so you actually learn how to get results but sustain them long term. And if this episode resonated with you and it's given you that kickstart to go and take action, then please give it a review on Spotify for listening. Give it a like if you're watching me on YouTube, and drop me a DM on Instagram at KShayFit. I would absolutely love to hear how you found it. And again, if you have any more questions or you want me to dive deeper into a topic, just let me know. I'm here to help advise as many women as possible. My biggest passion is helping as many women move away from these quick fixes and actually make health and fitness a priority to you so that it becomes second nature and just part of your lifestyle. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.